And then we kind of re-engineer how the nervous system works.
5-month-old Joseph Thibault may be playing a little catch-up, building his muscle strength and flexibility with some orthopedic therapy. But considering where he started, this is a minor hurdle.
It was for the 19-week ultrasound, which is an anatomy scan. So they check the brain, they check the spine, and then they were going to tell us if he was a boy or a girl.
Sarah and Ed had no idea anything was wrong until the day of that ultrasound, when they found out Joseph had gastroschisis. That means all of his intestines were growing outside his body through an opening in the abdominal wall.
I didn't know how sick he was going to be. I didn't know if he would survive the pregnancy. I didn't know if he would survive all the surgeries after he was born. I didn't know how many complications he would have. I didn't know anything.
Gastroschisis is fairly rare, about 5 to 10 cases per 10,000 births. But at the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital, pediatric specialists have been well trained in the surgery Joseph would have to undergo if he could just make it until delivery.
I dreaded every doctor's appointment. I dreaded every ultrasound because I would go in there thinking, is he still alive? Are they going to tell me that I need to go have him delivered right now? Is it too soon? Is he okay? I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So every day it was another day that he was going to be alive.
Joseph was delivered early at 35 weeks. He and his intestines were placed in a protective cover, and within an hour and a half he was having his first surgery, but there were complications.
He told us that he wasn't able to put all the intestines back inside because they were too swollen and his abdomen was too tiny.
If it starts to become too tight, that they can't give adequate breaths with the ventilator, then we know that this is one of those 30% that's not going to allow us to put everything back in and close it up at that first operation.
So Joseph had what is known as a silo, a plastic tube that held his intestines outside his body until there was room for them inside. He needed IV nutrition and breathing tubes. If it looks heartbreaking to you, imagine how his mother felt.
It was shocking because you see all the tubes and you see all the wires, but underneath that's my baby.
And what was that like for you?
Broke my heart. Every instinct that I had as a mother, I couldn't make him feel any better. I couldn't hold him, I couldn't comfort him, I couldn't kiss his head.
It took 3.5 weeks with several complications along the way, but Dr. Halter was eventually able to put Joseph's intestines in their proper spot and close the abdomen. 6.5 weeks and 5 surgeries later, Joseph went home.
The staff and the doctors were amazing. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have him. Everything we went through was absolutely horrible and traumatic, but when he smiles at me, it just makes it all worth it. I would do it again.